Hi everybody, this is the AFL Yank back here again in time for my round 10 tips of the 2023 season. I apologize for being really late on this, but later than usual, but just I've been focusing on other stuff and all that. Just focusing on my mental wellness and stuff and all that goodness. Like I feel prideful of myself in a way. So yeah. And right now, I'm actually currently recovering from I'm pretty much in bed right now. I injured my ankle. Well, not like injured it, but I sprained it, and I just need to give it a few days of rest. And nonetheless, let's get to these tips. So, got 2 tips wrong. I got 7 out of 9. It was a pretty easy week. So, yeah, Richmond. They upset the Cats, which I did not expect to freaking happen. Like, what the frick? So, yeah, Richmond decided to heat up for some reason. And then Gold Coast beat the Eagles. And then the Swans obviously massively disappointed me. We're just absolute toast right now. Just the Swannies are super toast right now. They are not a final side at the moment. I honestly say I feel like the Swans should just give up this year. Just everything's against them. Just all the injuries and stuff. It's just miserable. It would be the perfect opportunity to actually really go in and focus on youth and stuff. I think that would be a perfect formula of really helping us grow and develop. And then, yeah, Swans got my tip wrong. Port versus North, no surprise. Port destroyed the Roos. Melbourne beat Hawthorn. Lions beat Essendon. Doggies beat Carlton. Honestly, did not expect them to beat Carlton, to be honest, but actually surprisingly turned out well. Crows beat St. Kilda, and Collingwood beat GWS. So, yeah. That's a pretty good round, I gotta say. Just kind of sucks I couldn't get 9 out of 9. Damn you, Cats and Swannies. So, yeah, let's get to the round 10 tips. Friday night game, it's going to be Port Adelaide versus Melbourne. Even with how good Port have been in form as of late, I just feel like the D's are going to be too strong for them in my eyes, in my honest opinion. But yeah, the D's, they played some fantastic footy this season. Same with Port, they've actually done all right. They've done pretty decently. They're a top 4 side at the moment, but I just feel like the D's are going to be stronger. So yeah, gonna go D's. And then next game, it is going to be the first Saturday game, the Swannies versus North Melbourne. Of course, just news recently came out that Alistair Clarkson is not going to be coaching this round. It's a massive shocker, but even with that, the Swannies are just absolute toast at the moment. Oh, I almost forgot I got to use squiggle, obviously. So for how I think the D's and Port game will go. Wait, I forgot the margin. I'm going to say D's by, I'll say 29 points. I feel like they're a really strong side at the moment, and I feel like they can dominate a side like Port. Roos versus Swans, both sides absolutely crippled at the moment. But of course, news recently just came out that Alistair Clarkson obviously is not going to be coaching this round, which is pretty shocking. But even with that, the Swannies, they're massively injury prone. Just so many injuries at the moment. It's just miserable. But even with that, even with how poor the Roos are, and both the Swans obviously, especially the midfield, I feel like the Swans will squeeze this one out. I feel like this will be a chance for them to maybe get their hopes back up, just get some VFL guys in. I mean, the VFL side's been pretty awful too. They haven't even won a game. Just the whole club at the moment is just in really bad shape. But I mean, future's great. The future's great, but just an off year, it happens. Regardless, I'll say 41 points. And if the Swans lose this game, this will definitely be the last time I'll tip them for a while. They're just not a good side at the moment. Just not at all. But even with how bad but even with this, like, I think the Roos are in really bad shape too. Like, they're clearly tanking. And the Swans are probably too. Doggies versus Crows at Morris Stadium. I'm actually going to go Crows here. I feel like Adelaide's actually capable of a pretty... Well, actually, both these sides, they're like neck and neck at the moment. But I feel like the Doggies can actually squeeze out a win here. I mean, the Crows, they'll definitely play some great footy and all that, but I just think in my eyes, I just think the Doggies are just the better side at the moment. I mean, this will be a very entertaining game in my eyes, no doubts about it. But I'm going to say Doggies squeeze it out by 13. It'll be a fun game, though. Up the stadium, Fremantle versus the Geelong Cats. No doubts about it. Got to go Geelong here. Just the Dockers are absolutely horrible at the moment. Even with the Swans beating them, just the Swans are in even worse shape. See, I'm going to go Cats to win by 52 points. They should get the job done. And, yeah. And then the Brisbane Lions versus the Gold Coast Suns, the Q Clash. No doubts about it. Got to go Lions. They have been a superior side this year. I mean, the Suns, they've had their moments, but I just really think the Lions are just really in good shape at the moment. And I'll say a 58-point win for the Brisbane Lions. Then the MCG, Essendon versus Richmond. Tigers with a surprising win against the Cats last week. And Essendon, they've just been slopping in form. Well, they've been subpar, but they've been a mixed bag of a side in my eyes. Regardless, this will be an interesting match, but in my eyes, I feel like the Geelong game could actually be a fluke for them. So I'm actually going to say Essendon wins this game. I think it's possible of happening. It'll be a close one, though. I think the Tigers will definitely play some good footy. But in my eyes, I just think Essendon's just going to be the better side. Then in Tasmania, it is Hawthorn versus the West Coast Eagles. Eagles, once again, they're just absolutely destroyed at the moment. The whole club, it's just broken. And for Hawthorn, yeah, this is just a free win for them. Like this is just basically a free win for Hawthorn at this point. And even with how bad they've been, this will be a 27-point win for the Hawks. Just the Eagles are terrible. Absolutely awful. At the MCG, Carlton versus Collingwood. A very anticipated match. Of course, probably one of the most of every season. Once again, gotta go Pies here. Just they have been super dominant this year. Just they're probably gonna win the premiership in my eyes. I think it's really possible of happening. Like, they're a damn good side at the moment. Like, no one can beat them. Like, even if Collingwood have like a bad slump, like, I just think they're too good. But even with me saying that, they could still choke in the grand final. So who knows? And finally, at Giant Stadium, GWS versus St. Kilda. No doubts about it. Gotta go Saints. They have to win this game. Just things for St. Kilda. Like, they're bound to rebound. They have been very hot this year. I think they're capable of doing a lot. And I think this will be an easy win for St. Kilda, too. I'm going to say a 40-point win for the Saints. So yeah, that will do it. I hope you enjoyed this. And take a quick look at the what my projected final ladder will look for the end of the round. So yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is the AFL Yank signing out. I hope the Swannies really rebuild, but I'll tell you this: the Swannies are going to win the flag in 10 months. And also, equality for all in Florida. Fuck you, DeSantis.